Question number 101. Capillary action is due to the option A is a surface tension, option B is a cohesion of the liquid, option C is adhesion of the liquid molecules and molecules on the surface of a solid, option D is all of the above, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, it's all of the above. Question number 102. The rise or fall of a head small h in a capillary tube of diameter small d and liquid surface tension is a sigma, and specific weight is W is equal to option A 4 sigma upon WD, option B 4d sigma upon W, option C 4WD upon sigma, and option D is a 4W sigma upon D, and option E is a 4D upon W sigma. So correct answer is A, it's a 4 sigma upon WD. Question number 103. Newton's law of viscosity is a relationship between option A shear stress and the rate of angular distortion, option B shear stress and viscosity, option C shear stress and velocity and viscosity, option D pressure, velocity and viscosity, option E is shear stress, pressure and rate of angular distortion. So correct answer is A. Newton's law of viscosity is a relationship between shear stress and the rate of angular distortion. Question number 104. The atmospheric pressure with rise in altitude decreases, option A linearly, option B first slowly and then steeply, and option C is first steeply and then gradually, and option D is unpredictable, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is B, it's a first slowly and then steeply. Question number 105. Pressure of the order of 10 the power minus 10 torr can be measured by option A is a Bourdon tube, option B Pyrenean gauge, and option C is a micromanometer, and option D is a ionization gauge, and option E is a McLeod gauge. So correct answer is D, it's by ionization gauge. Question number 106. Operation of McLeod gauge used for low pressure measurement is based on the principle of option A is a Gauss law, option B is a Boyle's law, and option C is a Charles law, option D is Pascal's law, and option E is a McLeod's law. So correct answer is a B, it's based on Boyle's law. Question number 107. An odd shaped body weighing 7.5 kg and occupying 0.01 meter cube volume will be completely submerged in a fluid having a specific gravity of option A is 1, option B is a 1.2, and option C is a 0.8, and option D is a 0.75, and option E is a 1.25. So correct answer is a D, it will be 0.75. Question number 108. In an isothermal atmosphere, the pressure option A is decreases linearly with elevation, and option B is a remain constant, option C is a varies in the same way as the density, and option Option D is increases exponentially with the elevation, and option E is unpredictable. So correct answer is C. It's varies in the same way as the density. Question number 109. Mercury is often used in barometer because option A, it is the best liquid, option B, the weight of a barometer will be less, option C, its vapor pressure is so low that it may be neglected, option D, both B and C, and option E is it moves easily. So correct answer is a D. It means the height of barometer the height of barometer will be less and its vapor pressure is so low that it may be neglected. Question number 110. Barometer is used to measure, option A is pressure in pipes and channels etc, and option B is atmospheric pressure, option C is a very low pressure, and option D is a difference of pressure between 2 points, and option E is a rain level. Correct answer is B, it's atmospheric pressure. Question number 111. Which of the following instrument can be used for measuring speed of a submarine moving in a deep sea? Option A is a venturimeter, option B is a orifice plate, option C is a hot wire anemometer, and option D is a rotometer, and option is a pitot tube. So correct answer is E, it's a pitot tube using for speed of submarine in the deep sea. Question number 112. Which of the following instrument can be used for measuring the speed of an aeroplane? Option A is a venturimeter, option B is a orifice plate, option C is a hot wire anemometer, and option D is a rotometer, and option E is a pitot tube. So correct answer is C. It will be hot wire anemometer. Question number 113. Piezometer is used to measure, option A, pressure in pipe, channels etc, option B is atmospheric pressure, and option C is a very low pressure, and option D is a difference of pressure between 2 points, and option is the flow. So correct answer is a C. It's used to measure very low pressure. Piezometer is used to measure very low pressures. Question number 114. Which of the following instrument is used to measure flow on the application of Bernoulli's theorem? Option A is a venturimeter, option B is orifice plate, and option C is a nozzle, option D is a pitot tube, and option E is all of the above. So correct answer is E, it's all of the above. Question number 115. The speed of sound in a perfect gas is given by, option A, under root of K. K means ratio of specific heat capacities upon capital R means gas constant into capital T means absolute temperature, and option B is under root of KT upon R, option C is under root of KR upon T, and option D is under root of KRT, and option E is KRT square, KRT whole square. Okay, so correct answer is a B. The speed of sound in a perfect gas is given by under root of KT upon capital R. Question number 116. The speed of sound in a ideal gas varies directly as its option A is pressure, option B is temperature, option C is density, option D is modulus of elasticity, and option E is absolute temperature. So correct answer is E, it's absolute temperature. Question number 117. Speed of sound in water is equal to option A under root of capital K means bulb modulus and upon sigma means density. Option B is under root of K sigma, and option C is under root of sigma upon K, and option D is K upon sigma, and option is sigma upon K. So correct answer is A, it will be the speed of sound in the water will be under root of K upon sigma. Question number 118. Flow meters based on obstructions principle like orifice plate can be used with Reynolds number up to approximately. Option is 500, option B is 1000, option C is 2000, option D is 4000, option E is 10,000. So correct answer is C, it will be only 2000. Question number 109. Question number 119. Dynamic viscosity of most of the liquids with rise in a temperature. Option A is increases, option B is decreases, option C is remain unaffected, option D is unpredictable, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is B, it will be decreases. Question number 120. Dynamic viscosity of most of gases with temperature. Option A is increases, option B is decreases, option C is remains unaffected, option D is unpredictable, and option is none of the above. So correct answer is A, it will be increases. Question number 121. A metal with a specific gravity of sigma floating in the inlet of same specific gravity sigma will. Option A is sink to bottom, option B is a float over fluid, and option C is partially immersed, option D is B fully immersed with top surface at surface, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, a metal with a specific gravity of sigma floating in of, it's maybe water or maybe fluid, okay, because it's not visible here. So floating in water of the same fluid of the same specific gravity sigma will be fully immersed with the top surface of a fluid surface. Okay. Question number 122. Which curve is applicable for the Newtonian fluids in the figure below? So now you can see the graph between shear stress and shear rate, and here is a four curves A, B, C, and D. So according to question, which curve is applicable for the Newtonian fluids? So option A is curve A, and option B is curve B, and option C is curve C, and option D is curve D, and option E is none of the above. So for the Newtonian fluids, curve C will be the applicable curve for the Newtonian fluids. Question number 123. Euler's dimensionless number relates the following. Option A, inertial force and gravity, option B, viscous force and inertial force, option C, viscous force and buoyancy force. Option D is pressure force and inertial force. Option E is pressure force and viscous force. So correct answer is D. It will be pressure force and inertial force. Question number 124. Figure below shows the capillarity action in glass tube for various liquids. So you can see a graph between tube diameter and capillary rise or depression. So for mercury, following curve will be holds. Option A is curve A, and option B curve B, option C is curve C, option D will be curve D, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is a D. For mercury, the following curve will be hold. It will be D curve, and D, this is the D curve. Question number 125. For tap water, following curve holds. Refer the figure. Option A curve A, option B is curve B, and option C is curve C, option D is curve D, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is a C, and you can see the curve C is this one after the D curve. This one is belong to tap water. Okay. Question number 126. For distilled water at very low temperature, following curve holds. Refer above figure. Option A is curve A, option B is curve B, option C is curve C, and option D is curve D, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is A. Curve A will be belong to for the distilled water. So it means this curve, this one is belong to distilled water. Question number 127. For distilled water at high temperature, following curve holds. Refer above figure. Option A is curve A, option B is curve B, and option C is curve C, and option D is curve D, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is a B. It will be curve B, because distilled water at a high temperature. So curve B means that one. This curve you can see below the curve A. It's curve A and B very close and looks like similar. So now question number 128. Manometer is used to measure. Option A is pressure in pipes and channel etc, and option B is atmospheric pressure, option C is a very low pressure, and option D is a difference of pressure between 2 points, and option E is velocity. So correct answer is A. Pressure in pipes, channels etc. Manometer is used in pressure in pipes and channels. Question number 129. Which of the following manometer has highest sensitivity? Option A is U-tube with water, option B is inclined U-tube, and option C is a U-tube with mercury, and option D is a micromanometer with water, and option E is a displacement type. So correct answer is a D. It will be micromanometer with water. Question number 130. In order to increase sensitivity of U-tube manometer, one leg is usually inclined by angle theta. Sensitivity of inclined tube to sensitivity of inclined tube to sensitivity of U-tube is equal to. Option A is a sin theta, option B is 1 upon sin theta, option C is a cos theta, and option D is 1 upon cos theta, and option E is tan theta. So correct answer will be B. It will be 1 upon sin theta. Question number 131. Working principle of dead weight pressure gauge tester is based on option A is Pascal's law, option B is Dalton's law of partial pressure, and option C is Newton's law of viscosity. Option D is Avogadro's hypothesis, and option E is the second law of thermodynamics. So correct answer is A, it's Pascal's law. Question number 132. The resultant of all normal pressures acts, option A, at center of gravity of the body, and option B is at center of pressure. Option C is vertically upwards, and option D is at metacenter, and option E is vertically downwards. So correct answer is C, it will be vertically upwards. Question number 133. Center of pressure compared to center of gravity is, option A is above it, option B is below it, and option C is at the same point. Option D is above or below depending on area of body, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer will be B, it's center of pressure compared to center of gravity is below it. Question number 134. Metacentric height is the distance between the metacenter and, option A, water surface, option B is the center of pressure, and option C is the center of gravity, option D is the center of buoyancy, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is C, it's the center of gravity. Question number 135. The resultant upward pressure of the fluid on an immersed body due to its tendency to uplift the submerged body is called, option A is upthrust, and option B is a reaction, option C is a buoyancy, and option D is a metacenter, and option E is a center of pressure. So correct answer is a C, it means the resultant upward pressure of the fluid on an immersed body due to its tendency to uplift the submerged body is called buoyancy. Question number 136. The center of pressure of a surface subjected to fluid pressure is the point, option A, on the surface at which resultant pressure acts, option B, on the surface at which gravitational force acts, option C, at which all the hydraulic forces meet, and option D is similar to metacenter, and option E is where pressure equivalent to hydraulic thrust will act. So correct answer is A, on the surface at which resultant pressure acts. Question number 137. Buoyant force is, option A, the resultant force acting on a floating body, option B, the resultant force on a body due to the fluid surrounding it, option C, equal to the volume of liquid displaced, and option D, the force necessary to remain equilibrium of a submerged body, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is B, the resultant force on a body due to the fluid surrounding it. Question number 138. The horizontal component of buoyant force is, option A is negligible, option B is the same as buoyant force, and option C is 0 and option D is a buoyant force into tan theta, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is C, it will be 0. Question number 139. The force of buoyancy is dependent on option A, mass of liquid displaced, option B, viscosity of fluid, and option C, surface tension of fluid, and option D, depth of immersion, and option E is a center of pressure. So correct answer is A, it will be mass of liquid displaced. Question number 140. The line of action of the buoyant force acts through the option A is a centroid of the volume of fluid vertically above the body, option B, center of the volume of floating body, option C, center of gravity of any submerged body, option D, centroid of the displaced volume of fluid, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, it will be centroid of the displaced volume of body. Question number 141. Center of buoyancy is the option A, centroid of the displaced volume of fluid, option B, center of pressure of displaced volume, option C is the center of gravity of the floating body, and option D is it does not exist, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is A, center of buoyancy is the centroid of the displaced volume of fluid. Question number 142. A body floats in a stable equilibrium, option A, when its metacentric height is 0, and option B, when the metacenter is above the center of gravity, and option C is when its center of gravity is below its center of buoyancy, and option D is the metacenter has nothing to do with position of the center of gravity for determining the stability, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is B, a body is floats and it will be in a stable equilibrium when the metacenter is above the center of gravity. Question number 143. A piece of weighing 3 kg in air was found to weigh 2.5 kg when submerged in water. Its specific gravity is option A is 1, and option B is 5, option C is 7, and option D is 6, and option E is 12. So its answer is D is 6, and solution you can see here. Question number 144. A vertical wall is subjected to liquid of a specific weight W with pressure on one side. If small h be the height of liquid surface, then total pressure on the wall per unit length is option A WH, option B WH upon 2, option C WH square upon 2, and option D is 2 upon 3 into WH, and option E is 2 upon 3 dot WH square. So correct answer is C, it will be W dot H square upon 2. Question number 145. The total pressure on the wall in above case acts at a following distance from liquid surface, option A h by 2, and option B is h by 3, and option C is 2 upon 3 dot h, and option D is 3 upon 4 h, 3 upon 4 into h, and option E is 2 upon 5 into h. So correct answer is C, it will be 2 upon 3 into h. Question number 146. The total pressure on a horizontally immersed surface, a surface area capital A with its center of gravity at a depth x bar from liquid surface in a liquid of specific weight is a W is option A. W into A, option B. W into x bar and option C. W into A upon x bar and option D is W x bar upon A, and option E is a W A x bar. So correct answer is E, it will be W into A into x bar. Question number 147. If the surface in above case is inclined at angle theta with the liquid surface, then total pressure on the immersed surface will be. It's talking about total pressure. So option A is W into A into x bar, option B W A x bar cos theta, and option C is W A x bar sin theta, and option D is W A x bar upon tan theta, and option E is W A x bar sec theta. So correct answer is A, it will be W A x bar. Question number 148. The location of a resultant force acting on a body submerged in water, it's the depth of center of pressure will be. Option A Hg plus Ig upon Hga, option B Hg plus Hga upon Ig, and option C is Hg minus Ig upon Hga, and option D Hg plus Hg upon Iga, and option E is Hg plus A upon Hg and Ig, whereas the Hg is means equal to the depth of centroid of the surface, and capital A is the area, and Ig means mi of the surface about an axis lying in the surface passing through its centroid and parallel to the free surface. So correct answer will be A, it means Hg plus Ig upon Hga. Okay. Question number 149. The center of pressure for a vertically immersed surface lies at a following distance from center of gravity is. Option A is Ig upon Ahg below, option B Ig upon Ahg above, option C 0, and option D is Ahg upon Ig below, and option E is Ahg upon Ig above. So correct answer is A. Answer A means Ig upon Ahg below. Question number 150. The depth of center of pressure for an immersed surface inclined at angle theta with the liquid surface lies at following distance from center of gravity. Option A is Ig sin square theta upon Ahg below, option B Ig sin square theta upon Ahg above, option C Ig sin theta upon Ahg below, and option D is Ig sin theta upon Ax bar above, and option E is 0. So correct answer is A, it means Ig sin square theta upon Ahg below. Okay. Question number 151. The total pressure force on a plane area is equal to the area multiplied by the intensity of pressure at the centroid if option A, the area is horizontal, option B, the area is vertical, option C, the area is inclined, option D, all of the above, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, it means all of the above. Question number 152. A square surface 3 meter into 3 meter lies in a vertical line in a water with its upper edge at water surface. The hydrostatic force on a square surface is option A 9,000 kg, option B 13,500 kg, option C 18,000 kg, option D 27,000 kg, option E is 30,000 kg. Correct answer is B, it will be 13,500 kg. Question number 153. A depth of the center of pressure on a vertical rectangular gate 8 meter wide and 6 meter height when the water surface coincides with the top of the gate is option A is 2.4 meter, option B is 3 meter, option C is 4 meter, option D is 2.5 meter, option E is 5 meter. So correct answer is B, it will be 3 meter. Question number 154. If the atmospheric pressure on the surface of an oil tank is a SPGR 0.8 is 0.2 kg per centimeter square, the pressure at the depth of 50 meter below the oil surface will be option A is 2 meters of water column, option B 3 meters of water column, option C 5 meters of water column, option D is 6 meter of water column, option E is 7 meter of water column. Correct answer is D, it will be 6 meters of water column. Question number 155. Metacenter is the point of intersection of option A vertical upward force through center of gravity of body and center line of the body, option B buoyant force and the center line of the body, option C midpoint between center of gravity and center of buoyancy, option D is all of the above, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is B buoyant force and the center line of body. Question number 156. Choose the wrong statement. Option A, the horizontal component of the hydrostatic force on any surface is equal to the normal force on the vertical projection of the surface. Option B, the horizontal components acts through the center of pressure for the vertical projection. Option C is the vertical component of the hydrostatic force on any surface is equal to the weight of the volume of the liquid above the area. Option D, the vertical component passes through the center of pressure of the volume. Option E is center of pressure acts at a greater depth than the center of gravity. So correct answer is D. Question number 157. For a body floating in a liquid, The normal pressure exerted by the liquid acts at option A is the bottom surface of the body, option B is center gravity of the body, option C is a metacenter, option D all point on the surface of the body, and option E is all of the above. So correct answer is a D. It means the normal pressure exerted by the liquid acts at all point on the surface of the body. Question number 158. Choose the wrong statement. Option A, any weight floating or immersed in a liquid is acted upon by a buoyant force. Option B, buoyant force is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced. Option C, the point through which buoyant force acts is called the center of buoyancy. And option D, center of buoyancy is located above the center of gravity of the displaced liquid. Option E, relative density of liquids can be determined by means of the death of flotation of hydrometer. So correct answer is D. Center of buoyancy is located above the center of gravity of the displaced liquid. Question number 159. According to the principle of buoyancy, a body totally or partially immersed in a fluid will be lifted up by a force equal to option A, the weight of the body, option B, more than the weight of the body, option C, less than the weight of body, option D, weight of the fluid displaced by the body, and option E is weight of the body plus the weight of the fluid displaced by the body. So correct answer is D, weight of the fluid displaced by the body. Question number 160. When a body floating in a liquid is displaced slightly in oscillating about, option A, center of the body, option B, center of the pressure, option C is the center of buoyancy, and option D is a metacenter, and option E is liquid surface. So correct answer is a D, it's a metacenter. Question number 161. Buoyant force is option A, resultant force acting on a floating body, option B, equal to the volume of liquid displaced, option C, force necessary to keep a body in equilibrium, option D, the resultant force on a body due to the fluid surrounding it, option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, the resultant force on the body due to the fluid surrounding it. Question number 162. Ratio of inertia force to surface tension is known as, option A, Mach number, option B is a Ford number, and option C is a Reynolds number, option D is Weber number, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, it's a Weber's number. Question number 163. A ship whose hull length is 100 meter is to travel at 10 meter per second. For dynamic similarity, at what velocity should a 1:25 model be towed through the water? Option A is 10 meter per second, option B is 25 meter per second, option C is 2 meter per second, option D is 50 meter per second, and option E is 250 meter per second. So correct answer is a C. It will be 2 meter per second, and you can see its answer here. Question number 164. A model of a reservoir is drained in for empties by opening the sluice gate. The model scale is 1:225. How long should it take to empty the prototype? Option A is 900 minutes. Option B is 4 minutes. Option C is 4 into 225 power 3 upon 2 minutes, and option D is 4 into 225 upon 1 upon 3 minutes, and option E is 4 into under root of 225 minutes. So correct answer is E. It's 4 into under root of 225 minutes. Question number 165. A model of prototype is tested in a twin tank at a velocity of 25 meter per second. The prototype is expected to attain a velocity of 5 meter per second. What model scale has been used? Option A 1:5, option B 1:2.5, option C is 1:25, option D is 1 under root 5, and option E is 1:5 power 3 upon 2. You can see its solution here, and correct answer is A. It's 1:5. Question number 166. Ratio of inertia force to elastic force is known as, option A is a Mach number, option B is a Ford number, and option C is a Reynolds number, and option D is Weber's number. Option E is none of the above. So correct answer is A. It's a Mach number. Question number 167. For a floating body to be in a stable equilibrium, its metacenter should be, option A below the center of gravity, option B below the center of buoyancy, option C above the center of buoyancy, option D is between center of gravity and center of pressure, and option E is above the center of gravity. So correct answer is E, above the center of gravity. Question number 168. For a floating body to be in equilibrium, if option A is metacenter should be above the center of gravity, option B center of buoyancy and center of gravity must be lie on the same vertical line, option C a writing couple should be formed, and option D is all of the above, option E is none of the above. So correct answer is D, all of the above. Question number 169. The two important forces for a floating body are, option A is buoyancy and gravity, option B is buoyancy and pressure, and option C is buoyancy and inertia, and option D is inertia and gravity, option E is gravity and pressure. So two important force for floating body is, option A is correct, is buoyancy and gravity. Question number 170. Choose the wrong statement. Option A is the center of buoyancy is located at the center of gravity of the displaced liquid, and option B is for stability of a submerged body, the center of gravity of body must lies directly below the center of buoyancy. And option C is if the center of gravity and the center of buoyancy coincide, the submerged body must lie at neutral equilibrium for the positions. And option D is for stability of floating cylinders or sphere, the center of the body must lie below the center of buoyancy. And option E is all floating bodies are stable. So correct answer is E, all floating bodies are stable. That is the wrong statement. Question number 171. Center of pressure on an inclined plane is option A at the centroid, option B above the centroid, option C below the centroid, option D is at metacenter, and option E is at center of pressure. So correct answer is C, it's below the centroid. Question number 172. An open vessel of water is accelerated up an inclined plane. The free water surface will option A be horizontal, option B make an angle in direction of inclination of inclined plane, option C make an angle in opposite direction to the inclination of the inclined plane, and option D is any one of the above is possible, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is a C, make an angle in opposite direction to inclination of the inclined plane. Question number 173. The line of action of the buoyant force acts through the centroid of the option A submerged body, option B volume of the floating body, option C volume of the fluid vertically above the body, and option D displaced volume of the fluid, and option E is none of the above. Correct answer is D, it's a displaced volume of the fluid. Question number 174. Resultant pressure of the fluid or liquid in the resultant pressure of the liquid in the case of an immersed body acts through option A center of gravity, option B center of pressure, option C is a metacenter, option D is a center of buoyancy, and option E is in between center of gravity and center of pressure. So correct answer is B, it will be center of pressure. Question number 175. The center of gravity of the volume of the liquid displaced by an immersed body is called option A center of gravity, option B center of pressure, option C metacenter, option D is the center of buoyancy, and option E is the centroid. So correct answer is D, it's the center of buoyancy. Question number 176. Differential manometer is used to measure option A pressure in the pipes and channels etc, and option B atmospheric pressure, and option C is very low pressure, option D is a difference of pressure between 2 points, and option E is velocity in pipes. So correct answer is D, differential manometer used in difference of pressure between 2 points. Question number 177. The pressure in the air space above an oil SPGR 0.8, surface in a tank is 0.1 kg per centimeter square. The pressure at 2.5 meter below the oil surface will be. Option A is 2 meter of water column. Option B is 3 meter of water column. Option C is 3.5 meter of water column. Option D is 4 meter of water column, and option E is none of the above. So correct answer is B. It will be 3 meter of water column. Question number 178. The time oscillation of floating body with increases in metacentric height will be. Option A is the same, option B is higher, option C is lower, option D is lower higher depending on weight of the body, and option E is unpredictable. So correct answer is C. The time of oscillation of the floating body with increase in metacentric height will be lower. Question number 179. In an immersed body, center of pressure is option A at the center of gravity, option B above the center of gravity, option C below the center of gravity, option D could be above or below center of gravity depend on the density of the body and liquid. Option E is unpredictable. So correct answer is C. It will be below the center of gravity. Question number 180. The normal stress is the same in all direction at a point in a fluid. Option A only when the fluid is frictionless. Option B only when the fluid is incompressible and has zero viscosity. Option C when there is no motion of one fluid on one fluid layer relative to an adjacent layer, and option D is irrespective of the motion of one fluid layer relative to an adjacent layer, and option E is in case of an ideal fluid. So correct answer is C. Normal stress is the same in all direction at the point of in a fluid when there is no motion of one fluid layer relative to an adjacent layer. Question number 181. Select the correct statement. Option A. Local atmospheric pressure depends upon elevation of locality only. Option B. Standard atmospheric pressure is the mean local atmospheric pressure at sea level. Option C. Local atmospheric pressure is always below standard atmospheric pressure. Option D. A barometer reads the difference between local and standard atmospheric pressure. Option E. Gauge pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus instrument reading. So correct answer is B. Question number 182. Gauge pressure is equal to option A. Absolute pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Option B. Absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Option C. Atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. Option D. Atmospheric pressure minus vacuum. Option E. Atmospheric pressure plus vacuum. Correct answer is B. Gauge pressure is equal to absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Question number 183. The equation of continuity of flow is based on the principle of conservation of. Option A is a flow, option B is a mass, option C is a momentum, option D is energy, option E is mass, momentum and energy. So correct answer is B. It's a conservation of mass. Question number 184. For measuring flow by a venturimeter, it should be installed in option A vertical line, option B horizontal line, option C inclined line with flow downward, option D inclined line with upward flow, and option E in any direction and in any location. Correct answer is E. The measuring flow by a venturimeter should be installed in any direction and in any location. Question number 185. Total pressure on a 1 meter into 1 meter gate immersed vertically at a depth of 2 meter below the free water surface will be option A 1000 kg, option B is 4000 kg, option C is 2000 kg, option D is 8000 kg, and option E is 16000 kg. So correct answer is A, it will be 1000 kg. Question number 186. Hot wire anemometer is used to measure option A pressure in gases, option B liquid discharge, option C pressure in liquids, option D gas velocities, and option E is temperature. So correct answer is a D, gas velocities. Hot wire anemometer is used for measuring the gas velocities. Question number 187. Rotometer is a device used to measure option A absolute pressure, option B is velocity of fluid, option C flow, and option D is a rotation, option E is velocity of air. Correct answer is a C, it's measure the flow. Rotometer is a device used to measure the flow. Question number 188. Flow of water in a pipe about 3 meters in a diameter can be measured by option A orifice plate, option B is a venturi, and option C is a rotometer, option D is pitot tube, option E is nozzle. Correct answer is D, it can be measured by pitot tube. Question number 189. True one-dimensional flow occurs when option A the direction and magnitude of the following velocity at all points are identical, option B the velocity of the successive fluids particles at any point in the same at successive periods of times, option C the magnitude and direction of the velocity do not change from point to point in the fluid, option D the fluid particles move in a plane or parallel planes and the streamline patterns are identical in each plane, option E is velocity, depth, pressure etc change from point to point in fluid flow. So correct answer is A. True one-dimensional flow occurs when the direction of magnitude of the velocity at all points are identical. Question number 190. An ideal flow of any fluid must satisfy option A Pascal's law, option B Newton's law of viscosity, option C boundary layer theory, option D continuity equation, option E Bernoulli's theorem. So correct answer is D, it's must be satisfied by continuity equation. Question number 191. In the case of steady flow of a fluid, the acceleration of any fluid particle is option A is a constant, option B is a variable, option C is a 0, option D is 0 under limiting conditions, and option E is never 0. Correct answer is C, it will be 0. Question number 192. The depth of the center of pressure in a rectangular lamina of length h with one side in the liquid surface is at option A h, option B h by 3, option C is 2h by 3, option D is h by 2, and option E is 3 upon 4 into h. So correct answer is a C. The depth of center of pressure in a rectangular lamina, or maybe say lamina, of the height small h with one side in the liquid surface is at 2h upon 3. Question number 193. Non-uniform flow occurs when option A, the direction and the magnitude of the velocity at all points are identical, option B, the velocity of successive fluid particles at any point is the same at successive periods of time, option C, the magnitude and direction of the velocities do not change from point to point in the fluid, option D, the fluid particles move in plane or parallel planes and the streamline patterns are identical in each plane, option E, velocity, depth, pressure, etc. change from point to point in fluid flow. So correct answer is E, velocity, depth, pressure, etc. change from point to point in the fluid flow. Question number 194. During the opening of a valve in a pipeline, the flow is option A steady, option B is unsteady, option C is a uniform, option D is laminar, option E is free vortex type. Correct answer is a B, it's a unsteady. Question number 195. Uniform flow occurs when option A, the flow is steady, option B, the flow is a streamline, option C is a size and shape of the cross section in a particular length remain constant, option D, size and cross section change uniformly along length, option E, flow occurs at constant rate. So uniform flow occurs when the size and shape of the cross section, correct answer is a C, in the particular length remain constant. Question number 196. Question 196 is a gradually varied flow is option A steady uniform, option B non-steady non-uniform, option C non-steady uniform, option D steady non-uniform, option E is a true one-dimensional. So correct answer is D, gradually varied flow is a steady non-uniform. Question number 197. Steady flow occurs when option A, the direction and the magnitude of the velocity at all points are identical, option B, the velocity of the successive fluid particles at any point is the same at successive periods of time, and option C, the magnitude and the direction of velocity do not change from point to point in the fluid, and option D, the fluid particles move in plane or parallel planes and the streamline patterns are identical in each plane, option E, velocity, depth, pressure, etc. change from point to point in the fluid flow. So correct answer is question number 197 is a B. It's the velocity of the successive fluid particle at any point in the same at successive periods of time. Question number 198. The flow which neglects changes in a transverse direction is known as option A, one-dimensional flow, option B is a uniform flow, option C is a steady flow, option D is a turbulent flow, option E is a streamline flow. So correct answer is A, it's a one-dimensional flow. Question number 199. The flow in which each liquid particle has a definite path and their paths do not cross each other is called option A, one-dimensional flow, option B is uniform flow, option C is a steady flow, option D is a turbulent flow, option E is a streamline flow. Correct answer is E, it's a streamline flow. Question number 200. The flow in which conditions do not change with time at any point is known as option A, one-dimensional flow, option B is uniform flow, option C is a steady flow, option D is turbulent flow, and option E is a streamline flow. So correct answer is a C, it's a steady flow.